Well, go on, people. Yeah, man, we're there tonight, you know. People say emergency live, emergency broadcast. Bless upon yourself, man. Yeah, man, we're here tonight, you know. Just a little quick live, you know, because, England's provisional 33-man squad was released today. Yeah. And it has implications on the Reggae Boyz team. You know what I mean? So we just want to jump in and chat for a little while. You have to say what are your thoughts. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, that's why we're here tonight. You know what I mean? So again, people, like up the live, share the live. Yeah, man. And big ups to the persons who have always been supporting the thing. Yeah, man. Blessings. Yeah. Fresh God. Big up yourself. Yeah, man. We're just here to hear your views on the matter, people. Yeah, man. I know many of you have a lot to say, and yeah. Also, people, I just want you to know that the views expressed in the comment section or when the persons are on the live panel are not necessarily the views of the coach's desk. Just want to put that in a little bit there. Yeah, man. So what are your thoughts on this 33 provisional man squad? A target man, Ben Godfrey, is not, well, he's in the squad, and three individuals that actually wanted to make this squad, they did not even make the provisional squad in Mason Allgate, Isaac Aiden. Well, he would not be a part of that. Demari Gray and Ivan Tony. So yeah, these persons wanted to make the squad, you know what I mean? And it didn't happen. People are not staying long tonight. Yeah. I had a live today for the track and field people, and that was a tremendous one. Yeah. So we will be cutting this one short tonight. Yeah, man. So don't expect the usual 4 hour. You know what I mean? But big up yourself nonetheless, people. You know, the vibes is always nice over here. And we appreciate the whole thing. So anytime we come on, anything we do it for the people out there, you know what I mean? So let me hear what you're saying. Fresh God said, check, welcome. Jamaica LOL, welcome. Marcus Garvey. Yeah, man. You say I wait all evening? Them are. Welcome. Oh, me know you are go live tonight. You didn't know? Yeah, man. Ian. Yeah, man. Ian did over the tracks live today, you know? Teddy. Oh, go on. Emergency broadcast. Hey, Teddy. See, I put in some work over something, Teddy. Hey, ramp a bonfire, Surprise live. Yeah, people, everybody knows that we're not going live on Tuesdays. Tuesday night, Tuesday evening. Unless something to talk about. So, Kevin Reed, bless up yourself. Neo Sovereign, bless up. Yeah, man, make him jump on quick, no, man. The link is out there already, Mark Chambers, Paul Marriott. Yeah, man. Kimroy Christie, welcome. Devon Smith. Yeah, man. Aston Berg, Yankee Graham, up. Yeah, man. We are wait for now. We are wait for now. What are your views on this squad and the implications it would have had on the Reggae Boyz? Talk to people. Whole part talking with it today, right? Yankee. Whole part Jerome 876. We're there, man. What are your thoughts on the England squad and the snub of our Jamaican? You think we should go ahead and get them, or they should contact us this time around? Yeah, it's It's interesting, very interesting, very interesting. So, people, we await you to come on. Um, yeah, Cataract Sound, him there. Bertram, Devon, Mark, Fourth Official, the people them there. I say me come on too early. Change up the dynamics. Change up the dynamics for the people them. Yeah, man, England is a pretty decent England squad, but you know, a lot of persons have been left out though. So some of these players not gonna make the cut, you know. When the squad trim, even on the defensive section, it is going to be difficult for some people to make it. So all the persons, the Jamaicans who await call up, it's gonna be tough for them. But you know, you can't mess with a man's ambition. Yeah. No man, Jamaica's team Jermaine Swebe has a 60-man provisional squad. We're talking about the England squad and well, we probably can add that to it, you know. Can add that to it. Yeah, and add that to it. So England have a 33 provisional squad, and Jamaica has a 60-man provisional squad as well. But the England squad selection would have had implications on the Jamaican squad. You understand? So are there more players to come in to join? Because at first, you know, we heard that. Give me a second, people. Yeah, I'm back. Cataract. What's up, man?
When I see your coach, you are going. The 30-man England squad is out.
Yeah, man. Cataract.
Lots of surprises.
Yeah, man. Lots of surprises. Ben Godfrey. No Mason, no Ivan.
But would you say that's a surprise, coach?
Well, to some, not me.
No, I think some people are living in an illusion. Um, but the squad has, I mean, the squad has raised a lot of questions in England. And I hope we get a chance to be able to check on some of those because some people are not happy. And I guess this happens every time you select a squad, eh?
Yeah, not everybody will be
But
pleased.
but I think what's important, and I think Theodore, our own coach and the JFF, need to take a leaf out of the book, right? Um, no problem. I take a leaf out of the book in that you have to explain to the footballing public the reasons for your choices. And then each of the players who were omitted, the coach, one, personally called them and spoke to them, and two, disclosed to the public some of the discussion, not all,
Mm-hmm.
right? And even where it became obvious that some man were not going to make it, they kind of did it in a decent way without trying to, you know. And I think the biggest take home from me is Eric Dyer, who
Yeah.
is the Michael Hector of the England squad.
Al Bamford didn't even get
No,
a.
well, Bamford has never been called up, so you wouldn't expect a player. I mean, you wouldn't expect so many brand new call-ups, but Eric Dyer has been the trusted lieutenant of Gareth Southgate. He has been his enforcer in the dressing room, coming up with him through the under 23 ranks. He was one of the earlier players, along with Dele Alli, um, that set of Tottenham Hotspur guys,
Mm-hmm.
and the coach rate him. But at some point, the coach have to say, "Yeah, you are my dog, but can't make a trip." So I think that shows a lot of maturity on Gareth Southgate part because persons were saying that Eric Dyer is a utility man. He can play in several positions, and so he should be a part of the squad because that would free up some other options. So Tapper, take a note. You don't have to carry your brethren Hector. You can call him from the Gold Cup, WhatsApp him on FaceTime, or you can incorporate Hector as an assistant coach from the bench, but not playing days. But I mean, it was a hard decision for Gareth. So I was surprised. Cause when I tell you, say, coming like is you know. So I have to open up the window to catch the comments. Um, as
Everybody
they come in.
are everybody not going to feel too pleased on what happened, but that's the nature of selecting squads.
It is. And I don't know. We can start at the goalkeeper coach. Four, four keepers.
Mm-hmm. A new invitee too.
A new invited. Two new invited from clubs that were relegated. Ramsdale and Sam Johnson, West Brom and Sheffield United.
So
So
it's not all about who made the cut in the big leagues.
no, so other people that are full thing about man will get relegated and for them on the side. Again, take a note. The thing about this coach is that they track the players and their performance and all who know like stats and analytics. This is a lesson for you because otherwise you would have just sort of gone with the some of the more the keepers who are playing for higher level clubs. Although a lot of the higher level clubs, the keepers are overseas. They're not British. You know, Allison, De Gea, and those are the keepers. So let me just bring up the squad and see what is up there. Fresh God, you can pin some of those comments. No, Sam Johnson wasn't new to the squad, you know, but he was from a club that was relegated, and there were a lot of goals scored against Sheffield United this season.
You want me to put up the squad before Qatar, or you have it there?
Send me a link, though, please. They're reading so much things, so I mean, there's been quite a bit of furore in the England squad. So, but I don't think anybody can argue. The goalkeepers, Dean Henderson, 24 years old, 1 cap. Sam Johnson, 28-year-old, 0 caps. I'm not sure. Somebody said he was called up before. It's not quite correct. Jordan Pickford, 27 years old and 30 caps. So I think Jordan Pickford is his undisputed number 1. And then we see how they fight it out. Only the coach can do it. Okay. So I'll have to look at this screen while I keep it going. So what anybody have any thoughts about the goalkeeping? I know it don't really affect us. Right. So you're still uncapped. I think he might have been called up to a squad, but not made the final cut. And people get the likes up. Because this squad has some lessons for us in Jamaica, but it also has some lessons for us as fans watching on about how you do a couple of things. One of the things is that when you're selecting a squad, you have to pay attention to youth and how you incorporate youth. And when we get to the midfield, you're going to see that. So all the Jamaican eligible goalkeepers are safe. No call up for 30-year-old Lee Grant, and no call up for 30-year-old Wes Fotheringham, the backup to Aaron Ramsdale. So Jamaican, our goalkeeping options are still open to us. If we are bringing a 60-man squad, we certainly should look to those Premier League goalkeepers. Fresh God, yeah, man. 78 people and 30 likes. People, hit the like button. Do the right thing. Looking at the defenders now. Yes, so the foolishness start. Firstly, if you take the right back situation, somebody is going to ball. If you say somebody might have a ball, somebody's going to ball. Because you can't carry 4 right backs. Cannot carry 4 right backs. We soon talk about Timori when we talk about the central defenders. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, the coach, Shatter, the coach had said that Wan-Bissaka does not give him enough in the attacking sense. So he has never favored Wan-Bissaka. To be fair to him. So I don't think Wan-Bissaka could have expected a call up. The coach had been quite clear that he's not a fan of Wan-Bissaka, which is his right. It's his job, depends on it. But a really big right back is going to ball. And I think the thing that stands out to me is that the entire right back are all Jamaican. Rhys James, Kyle Walker, Trent Alexander-Arnold. So it's going to be a ding-dong battle. Trent Alexander is 22 years old. He's very young. That's what some people we don't understand. He's very young. And he already has 12 caps. And he had his warning previously been dropped from the squad. But if you want to pepper balls into the box for Harry Kane to feed off, he's the most prolific crosser of the ball. And so I'll be interested to see who stands up there. Kyle Walker, I think if Gareth Southgate opts for 4-3-3, then he would be the best option. And also in a 3-4-3, he can be used at the right of a back three. And I don't think Rhys James in the last game that I think it's the FA Cup final when Chelsea tried the 3-4-3 and put Rhys James on the right-hand side of a back three. He was not able to contain the speed of Jamie Vardy. But Rhys James, it seems to be the darling of the coach and has gotten himself at the head of the line. You know, he's more of a wing back than a full back. And that's why he's favored by Thomas Tuchel and Gareth Southgate. So that would be a real, that's something we have to watch. That's something we really have to watch. And hopefully we'll be able to see, you know, who does not make it. And this also, I don't know, people, this also should be a warning to, what do you mean if Trent have Jamaican heritage? Yes, Trent Alexander. My grandparents is Jamaican. And yes, Cashew Red, Trent Alexander-Arnold is the best cross of the ball of all the right backs there. He really is a class in the attacking third. But people, what do we say? This should, I think somebody who really would have a shock is young Max Aaron. Hello, Max. Do you get it now? You get what we just said all this time we have said to you? Don't make a fool of yourself. Now you see that England is not interested in you, and more than not being interested, we have a whole depth chart that you were not even mentioned in the conversation. And Gareth Southgate, he was asked why he called up 33 players today rather than 30 or his final 26. And his quote was, I think our situation is more complicated than other countries. And we have known for a while that we have this 33. 12 players still to play in European finals this week. So we are going to need some additional players in the first part of the training camp. Add to that a number of injuries. So we felt that more time is going to help us to make better decisions. Our preference was to name the 26, but we have not got an ideal hand of cards, a lot of unknowns. Information and evidence, people, information and evidence are very important. And we will have a lot more in the next 7 days. So, massive. What do you feel about that? Information and evidence. You know? Simeon, I think we all should say that Jamaica is in the Euros. There are 11-yard man in the squad. 11-yard man in the squad. So they need to put up the Jamaican flag at the Euro 2020. So we'll be at both the Gold Cup and the Euros. Yeah, man, it is hard, Burrell. The stick broken in ears. Imagine your cousin and, Rolando. Stick broken in ears. But it's I don't know who gives these players the delusions of grandeur, because England has always been very clear about its policy. It is very few players who come from the championship. Right? Oh, you want the Jamaicans? Okay, let me go through the squad and tell you the Jamaicans. Trent Alexander-Arnold, Ben Godfrey, Rhys James, Kieran Trippier, Kyle Walker, let me go down through again. Calvin Phillips, number 6. Mason Greenwood, Marcus Rashford, Jordan Sancho, Raheem Sterling, born Jamaican, and Ollie Watkins, 11. So while we are saying we could have 11 Englishmen starting for Jamaica, England could have 11 Jamaicans starting. No, 10, because we don't have a keeper. No, man, Burrell. I don't think so. I think we need to look and say, give him some medication, no? Give him some medication. No, Sacho's mother's side is Trinidadian and Guyanese, and his paternal side is Jamaican. So he was eligible to play for Trinidad, Guyana, or Jamaica, as well as England. 11-yard man, don't work out the thing, man. Fully yardy, man, fully yard. I just want to see who is going to do Antonio Watson when them score. Pop, 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 pop. I mean, if Rashford is Jamaican. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And from a heavily Jamaican community in up there in the north. Long been eligible. Don't know why he was overlooked. Don't know why he was overlooked. Second generation Jamaican, Marcus Rashford. Second generation Jamaican. That we know for sure. That we know for sure. The problem, I think, as we get to, we're at the right backs. Sorry, I got diverted. But then we come back to the right back pool. And hear what people are saying about the right back. Because somebody's going to really cry when the cut is made, because remember that we have to cut down to 26 man in us. So June 1, a whole nother set of people going to be are going to be crying. You know, that's the truth. That's the truth. So, but on an overall look, plus for Ben White, Ben Godfrey, called up Trent Alexander-Arnold and Ollie Watkins. And who is on the outside looking in? Nick Pope, who had a knee surgery. My own Patrick Bamford. I think he is the victim of the Jamaicanization of the English squad, because I think the effort to bring Mason Greenwood and make sure he gets 3 caps before he's 21 played a part. and I think he would be equal with Ollie Watkins. And Danny Ings from Southampton is on the outside. Is on the outside looking in. Let me check the comments again. What do you mean? Paternal grandparents. TTA, paternal grandparents. The grandparents, second generation. When I did the program on the right back with on Reggae Boyz commentary, he didn't come up there because I did not look at anybody who was cap tied already. Right? At the central defense, Ben Godfrey gets a call up, and so does Ben White, alongside Harry the Madman Maguire and John Stones, Tyrone Mings, and Cody Connor. So there are 6. So who do we think is going to drop out? Ben Godfrey or Ben White? Put it in the comments and get the likes up, people. Let's get to 100 likes. I don't see my nemesis here, Jer, but I'm talking to. They're all second generation. Rashford is second generation, so it's grandparents. But this has been known. This has been known for some time, you know. You see, the thing about Ben White is that Ben White can also play right back. I think Ben White can all. You don't think he's well? Maguire is recovering from injury, Shatter, and he's that's why the coach said they are watching and seeing what happens with the Champion League and the Europa League finals to see if there's any injuries there. So the question is, which of the Ben Godfrey or Ben White, who gets the boot? I have to tell him, family, people, them, big up any ladies who are inside here. Yes, but Ben Godfrey plays on a back 3. Ben Godfrey plays in a back 3, along with Yerry Mina and soon to be Reggae Boy Mason Holgate. Because I think Mason would have feel this. No, Simon missed 1. Simon had said 10, but it's actually 11. So Holgate, you can come home. Because I think Holgate and Ben Godfrey are pretty equal. Michael Keane is a real victim here because Michael Keane had been a part of the England setup for a long time as the senior defender at Everton, because Michael Keane became the man after John Stones transferred to Manchester United. Yes, John Lennon, Godfrey is a really good defender. There's no taking that away from him. Big up our chin. There's no taking that away from Ben Godfrey. Both Ben Godfrey and Mason Holgate. And I think it's a travesty, right? And history, the JFF, they will recover from this one. Ben Godfrey had been begging to play for Jamaica, knocking on the door, put up his Jamaican flag when he was in the championship. And I hope that as fans, as analysts, as commentators, as evangelists of the Reggae Boyz, we don't make the same mistake. Don't diss a footballer because you see him in the championship, because we don't know what he or she on the Reggae Girl side are going to transition to. The job of the technical committee of Jamaica, I think, is to monitor the player and be able to spot the diamond in the rough and know who can transition. Come home, Rhys Williams. Come home. That's my say on Rhys Williams. But I don't think Rhys Williams is as developed as Ben Godfrey. Yeah, we chat too much. I take some blame for that. Because I was really excited about having the two Everton defenders playing together for us. That was really exciting. Yeah, well, the truth is that he I think there were 70. One of them was 17 or 18 when they asked. One was at Norwich and one was at Watford. I think somebody help me out. I think between Ben Godfrey and Mason Holgate, they were two championship defenders. So we have to be able to spot the diamonds in the rough in the championship and the football league before they become Premier League players and become on the radar of England. What I wanted to know, Fresh God and Burrell Dixon, the moderator, them find out is which handle Gareth Southgate use. Thank you, Simeon. Godfrey was at Norwich and Holgate was at Watford. Hello, Gareth Southgate. I know you're in here. Stop watching the man, them man. We no watch, man. Take your eye off away. Take your eye off of the yard, man, them, Gareth. Please. Please, please, please. Well, I won't be watching Richard Stewart. I won't be watching Championship football anymore. Leeds is in the Premiership. I did my 16 years. Oh, Ivan Toney. Oh, dear. Well, I think to be fair to Ivan Toney, Burrell Dix are gonna get to you. To be fair to Ivan Toney, I think we would have to allow him to play the final, right? Before we can come back to him for a decision. We'll have to allow him to play the finals. With due respect. Somebody said Gareth is in the aquarium. Okay. Rhys Williams, I think, is given another year to develop, would be a good footballer, but I think it's somebody we can call up because I think everyone can see that he has the potential. And if you become a starting central defender for Liverpool, then I think he's one we're going to lose out of. Emil Smith Rowe, I want to see him play in that hole at number 10. I think he's significantly better than Casey Palmer. But realistically, I think I would think after we qualify if we're taking on any new players or 2026. Realistically. James Justin is better than Max Aarons. And Nathan Ferguson also. Max Aarons is a speed merchant. Let me come here. Curtis Jones. Absolutely. For those who didn't watch the video on Reggae Boyz commentary I did a week ago when I picked a starting 11 of strictly Premier League players, I had Curtis Jones on the right-hand side of my midfield. So he would be battling with Leon Bailey. RJ Pug, yeah, but yard man the love man. So I don't know what go on. Simeon Toney is way behind. Yes, and I also believe that people got in his ears about his chances for England. The only people that I can remember is Boothroyd was in the championship, and before that, Steve Bull from Wolverhampton Wanderers when he was the Golden Boot. See me, when I have a phone card, I wonder if there's a phone card problem at the JFF. Jason Ferron, sorry to hear about Nathan Ferguson. That is just Gareth Southgate and his phobia, man. 'Cause as a player, is Jamaican. All of a sudden, I don't know if you notice them get injured. All of a sudden. Wow. Yo, my brother. Get better, please. But he has been injured for a minute. He has been injured for a minute, and they shut his season down. Crystal Palace had shut his season down. But it's unfortunate because he is one that could just get up and jump on a plane because he has a blue passport. Right? I don't think Mason Holgate. I think they are pretty equal, Holgate and Godfrey. They're pretty equal. And I think if he could have done it, he would have called Mason Holgate if it wouldn't have caused furore. Ian. But they're pretty equal. And I would say that they are fully developed central defenders. There's nothing more to add to their game. They're ready right now. Bravo Raid Squadron. No, I don't. If Holgate isn't better, I think they are equal. I think they are equal. And I think they complement each other. One on the left and one on the right. Rhys Oxford, I haven't really tracked Rhys Oxford from his time at West Ham. I know he went overseas to get some game time, but Rhys Oxford is another central defensive option. I like Jake Clark-Salter, who is from Chelsea and who was on loan, I think, at Birmingham City last season. Holgate is error prone. Okay, not sure I'm not sure I agree with you. I might do a comparison between Holgate and Godfrey. I have 4 more days in quarantine. Jason Ferron, Donovan Taylor, his season was shut down. His season was shut down. Yes, Barca can't buy any players. They're broke. Bayern Munich maybe. I'm not sure what you would say is special. Aaron's is a speed merchant, but I think defensively, James Justin and Nathan Ferguson are more complete fullbacks and certainly better than him defensively. That's what my analysis of right backs have done. And you can check it out on Reggae Boyz commentary. Yes, Jones should get a call, especially with there being an injury to Leon Bailey. I have no information, Jerome, about Curtis Jones. We just know that he's Jamaican. We don't know if he's interested, but he certainly has not said no. Yeah, man, the Dre Anywhere is one team, one team of vloggers. Dre Anywhere, the Formula Sport Coaches Desk, Simon, Ryan LFC. Yeah, the credible ones. But I see some incredible ones popping up. But we are the credible ones. I am sure sports, Yeah, man. Burrell, we can't say that Curtis no one. We have not reached out to him and he has not reached out. So, and he has never even said that he's looking for an England call-up. So I think it'd be unfair to him. It was earlier in the season, and then Tyreek Mitchell, like about April, I would think, late March, April, he got injured. And Tyreek Mitchell, who is also Jamaican, took up his place on the left back. No, it's not. I don't think he's storing them in the tank. I just think he is just dashing them away. Yeah, but what would you say about Linval Dixon? He was our key central defender. And Durant Brown. Tati Brown was short. Let me catch up in the comments. Dre, any weather? Boy, I'm gonna give me one of them, yeah. Say, boy, I'm not take no styling. Curtis Jones not take the styling. You not call me to the to the squad and drop me. Oh, but let's go through. Drop in the comments and bring up the likes, them 7-1. Which of the four right backs you think is going to, and they're all Jamaican, which of the four you think is not going to make it? A pure free baller, but Barcelona can get, man. No, let's be fair. If him is Dubai dancing, that has nothing to do with his tour. And I'm not going to bash him. End of the season, he's getting acclimatized to Saudi Arabia and Qatar. And that's the problem, Giovanni Brown. I don't think Holgate wants to come and play right back. So I think what I understood from persons who have been in contact with him is he wants to speak to the JFF to understand his role. I don't think he wants to come and play out of position. Formula Sport, as every name called this morning, I say, no yard man, no yard man. No, the Jamaican. That's what I certainly said.
Okay.
DJ Liverpool, you're joining us.
Uh, what one cataract?
Yeah, man, give us your take. You know,
And wait topic, you know, we don't
the England squad. We are talking about the England squad,
Oh, the
and
England squad.
and yeah, and we are trying to tell Gareth Southgate to stop watchman. You understand? What we're saying is that England is Jamaica is going to the Euros. 11 Jamaican in the 33 man squad.
Oh,
Yeah, that's the thing there.
11. So much?
11.
Oh, never know Trippier was of Jamaican descent.
That's what I'm saying. You can't watch. Remember Bob Marley saying, until the color of a man's skin is of no more significance than the color of his eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, Trippier. Yes, he actually is. And both. Sorry.
But that's why I always I tell some of my friends them saying some of my friends them like them cuss like them as a championship ball. Look on the youth when them Bellingham or something like that. He
Jude
was at
Bellamy.
Birmingham City
No,
in
but
last season.
there are a lot of championship footballers. As we were saying earlier, Mason Holgate and Ben Godfrey were in the championship at Norwich and Watford, and they were reaching out to the GFF to call them up, and we did not. And now they have matured their game and step up their game and are in contention for the England side.
Yeah.
But as you reach there, so like you have the third eye. We were just at the midfielders. Jude Bellingham at Borussia Dortmund, Jordan Henderson, who is not fully fit. So Isaac Hayden, well, I don't think you'd be fit now to come up, but just look. The coach has a belief in a player like Jordan Henderson who is not 100% fit.
Big player that.
And congratulations to Jesse Lingard. And I don't know why they put Manchester United next to his name. He
and then
is at West Ham.
And then the coach, even if Henderson not fit, I don't think they would look at Isaac Hayden. I think Harry Winks would get the nod.
Harry Winks will get the nod. I don't know how Isaac Hayden got delusional. Some of these man, I don't know Rasta. I don't know.
Yeah.
Mason Mount at Chelsea. Calvin Phillips at Leeds. Declan Rice James Ward-Prowse, Southampton. What I see though is I think this is the area where England is weakest because that is three defensive midfielders and only Jude Bellingham and Mason Mount with an attacking.
True.
So I wonder. Although Jack Grealish, you could say Jack Grealish is a midfielder, although they
Actually,
might say he's a winger.
wait, the biggest player that's not the squad?
Jack Grealish,
Yeah.
I would argue with you, but Jack Grealish has had in the past, although he has matured now, really had a history of off the field incidents.
Yeah, I know. I remember, man. Cause yeah, coach, me I'll show you a point. Around a year and a half ago, I was in a WhatsApp group and I've been telling the guys them say, yo, you see that number 10 that captain Leeds, that when Leeds was in the championship when an incident happened on the field that someone come on the field and punch him and thing. And I send them the video and say, oh, no, this is that usually the person come on the pitch and punch. This man gonna be the best attacking player in England. Hey, the man they laugh off of it. But they laugh off of him to shame because them know what championship, them just watch the Premier League. So them not watch the lower division.
Well, that
You
is
get me?
true. That is true. Which is why sometimes I get angry at people because I know
And
for a fact that firstly nobody never used to put on the Sports Max channel and pay extra to go watch championship football. I had to do it because I was supporting Leeds. So me get angry when someone tell me about championship football or League One football, and then I see them week in and week out. When they
you
can't
know,
tell me about the top six people because I watch them. I mean,
yeah,
apart from the news and thing. But Jack Grealish and somebody mentioned Phil Foden can play in the central area. But Phil Foden is used in the attacking, that's part of the attacking apparatus for
yeah.
England, definitely. Let me check out some more comments. No, it's cut to 26. I think it's 26 players that they or 25 that they carry to.
I think I can pick out who not gonna make it.
So who out of the midfield you think not going to make it?
I think Ward Prowse not gonna make it.
No, DJ, I can't agree with you. Ward Prowse is the dead ball specialist.
I don't think he got. But drive, but coach, you have Henderson, you have Declan Rice, and you have Kevlin Phillips. I think them 3 days gonna be the game time gonna share between those three.
Ward Prowse is Southampton's captain, and England has a history of having a Southampton player. Oh Lord, what's his name? Big fat guy, I'll soon tell you. In the midfield. What is his name? He's from the Isle of Man. He's actually not British. Was the Matt Letitia,
Oh,
right? They've had a history of players. Always have a Southampton player. Peter Shilton, Tim Flowers was in goal. James Beattie at one time was around in the striking role. And Ricky Lambert, I don't know if you remember that striker. Right?
yeah, I remember Ricky Lambert.
Ricky Lambert.
He was at Liverpool at one time.
Yes. So they've had a history of having a Southampton player in the squad. That's what I realized. Danny Ings, although he's been left out, and Nathan Redmond was sniffing around as a youth player. Fraser Foster also. Nathaniel Klein had caps. So they always seem to like they always seem to like the players. I think Jesse Lingard might miss out, Shatter, you might be right. Jesse Lingard might miss out. Right?
Lingard.
Might.
Why is not Madison not in it?
No, Madison is not in the squad. Madison is
So,
not in the squad.
I know Declan Rice. I know Declan Rice is gonna make it.
Well, Declan Rice is the starter.
I'm not. I don't. I'm as me say, he's a good player, but I don't see the wow factor. Like when I look at a Jack Grealish or I look at a Phil Foden, and those are players that can wow you on a football field. I don't really see that in Declan Rice. I don't know why Chelsea fans all over the world. I think even Billy Gilmore that played for Chelsea even wow me more than Declan Rice.
Um, hmm, well, here's the thing. Defensive midfielders, you have to be looking at it from that position. They're not going to wow you because remember the overall role of a defensive midfielder is to do the dirty work. It's not to do the.
So
It's not to do the.
Mason Mount is at the mid.
Mason Mason Mount is there, but Mason Mount is
Mason
more
Mount me talking,
back to back.
not as not Declan Rice me talking. Mason Mount me
Oh,
talking.
oh.
Sorry.
Well, he has been pivotal for Chelsea. He has been the standout player for Chelsea because the Germans are backfiring, not firing.
How much
Um,
goal him have this season? How much assists? Well, I don't think
I,
it
I'll
said
have to look. No man, he has been at the heart of this thing. Let me address some things. No, Rashford, Orlando Richards. Rashford has been a mainstay, and I think Bamford would have to be on the outside looking in. Teddy Lee, oh, go on, my brother. Um, the GFF don't have to go and find the players. The players want to be found. Just call them.
one on phone, Raji.
Just call them. How good is the England squad? It's certainly strong defensively. It's certainly strong defensively, but the midfield I have a concern about. And the forward line, we know that it rests around Harry Kane getting the goals. JPS, I think Jude Bellingham might be dropped, I think that might be the case. Seven assists and 9 goals for Mount. Okay, that means he's a top goal scorer because the $200 million attack, I think it's 6 goals them score and 5. Wow. So, you know,
Mm.
let me go again and say, who are we looking at on the screen? What are we looking at on the screen? That's Mason Mount. You see, look at the amount of work that Mason Mount does. The red areas in the red and the thank you, in the red and in the right and the left. I mean, he's heavily on the left side, but he also produces on the right side. And if you look, he's also doing tracking back on the doing his bit of defensive work. So I think it'll be hard to drop a player like that.
So he's a bit of Steven Gerrard.
Werner
He's a
has 30 goal. Yes, yes. Well, Frank Lampard, you would say.
Steven
Yeah.
G.
No, but
Frank.
Frank Lampard was at Chelsea, and I think he would have been
Oh,
taking on that role.
that comparison.
Yes, Calvin Phillips has an injury, but the coach is, as he said, he's waiting on information and looking to see what comes up. So let me look and tell you what some of the things that have been said. There's a lot of press saying that it's baffling that Wan Bissaka not included. He's arguably the best defender of all the right backs. Yes, there are plenty of right backs, and yes, he isn't the best going forward. But Southgate likes to play a back three, which he could more do alongside Maguire and Stones. And then you could have Trippier or Trent Alexander-Arnold as a wing back, meaning they can focus on going forward. And who does England have to play? June 16, they play Croatia. They play Scotland. Boy, that's a fixture. And then they play the Czech Republic on June 22nd. The Battle of England and Scotland is always there from those war days. Someone is asking, can someone explain why Jordan Henderson is in the squad? So many better options that can pass in direction other than sideways and backwards. So, yep.
Most of Man U supporters say that about Jordan.
No, these are the local newspapers, you know. So that's a Manchester United player. We spoke earlier and said that Eric Dyer missed out, and people and the family. I hope that Coach Whitmore, yeah, JPS are going to address that. I hope Coach Whitmore takes a look at and a leaf out of Gareth Southgate's book. And that leaf is that even if you have your favorite player and your player that you rate, sometimes you have to drop them, because I don't know if everybody knows Eric Dyer and Jordan Henderson are Gareth Southgate's two lieutenants in the dressing room. So Eric Dyer is our own Michael Hector. But when you're not performing in the season, the coach have to drop you. So the forward line. The forward line, people, my friends. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Phil Foden, Jack Grealish, Mason Greenwood, Yardman. Oh, so let me go back. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Everton, Yardman. Phil Foden, British. Jack Grealish, British. Mason Greenwood, Manchester United, Yardman. Harry Kane, Tottenham, once out. Marcus Rashford, Yardman. Bukayo Saka, Arsenal, and I think he's Argentinian. Not Argentinian, sorry, Nigerian. And this might be another one of those that if he wasn't called up, I think this is a call up. I think he's going to be dropped, because I think this is a call up to prevent him from looking at Nigeria and doing what Wilfred Zaha did. Jordi Sacho at Borussia Dortmund, who can play for Guyana, Trinidad, or Jamaica. And Ryan Sterling, who was born in Jamaica, and Ollie Watkins in Aston Villa. Let's ask to mute the mic until the time that you're going to talk, brother. Please and thanks. Right. What do you think of the forward line? I get the likes up to 100 now. What do you think of the forward line?
I think that striker from Leeds could have met this side. I should have met this 30-man squad.
Well, it's 33-man squad and not 30, 33 named. But who would you have brought in Patrick Bamford over?
I would have to say maybe Ali.
Ali. Wow. Okay. I think Ali's a different kind. They're the same kind of strikers. The working class striker.
I think not cutting, but I think the reason why Ali get picked, because maybe Ali have other option can play for, but Bamford don't have that option.
Yeah, Ali Watkins is Jamaican, man. What that's not keep up on the Jamaican them. Yeah, his name is Olivier Watkins. Second generation Jamaica.
Oh.
Right? Meaning his grandparents are Jamaican.
Okay.
So that's who do you think is not going to make it? Well, I think Ollie Watkins is going to be the one that's dropped here. Raheem Sterling has been getting a lot of bad press.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Let me look and see what's happening up there. Let me check out my little players there. Um, well, we know that Hurricane is the captain and the leader, and having the golden boot. His name is the first on the team sheet. Marcus Rashford is only 23 years old but has 40 caps. And the speed and the quickness, and I think he links up well with Hurricane. Raheem Sterling, 26, 61 caps. And he scored 23, 25, and 31 goals in the 3 seasons, but was not prolific in the 2021 season. Right? And I think he's in danger. I mean, a person might recall the big open goal that he missed, and people were making a lot to do about it. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is the big threat and is the backup. So I don't think he will be dropped, because if Kane gets injured, he's the backup. 24 years old and 7 caps. Right? And he was the Premiership's top scorer for headers in the season. Mason Greenwood only has 1 cap, natural finisher, and he can use both legs and he brings energy. Some of the pundits are saying he could be effective option of the substitutes bench. People, what you think? You think Ollie is going to just give him the 2 caps and bring him to 3 and then just cut out Jamaica totally? Or you think he's going to be dropped? Jordan Sancho, 21 years old and 18 caps. And I think he'll be going to the Euros to try and add to his price tag. He will, it's going to get more expensive for him.
More than 120.
Bakayu Saka. A shining light in the Arsenal season. All the Gunners fans, you know him, along with Emil Smith-Rowe. He really turned your season around. He can be the left wing back, or they say that he can fit into the forward line. But I'm wondering, I think he's really what I would call the backup to Raheem Sterling. What you think? What persons think? And last, Ollie Watkins, 25 years old and 1 cap. And I think it's unanimous in the newspapers that they would have preferred to see Patrick Bamford.
But funny enough, I think Sterling are going to be the backup to Phil Foden.
Sterling be back up to Phil Foden. Wow. So Phil Foden not going to eat the food and captain?
Yeah.
So I'm going to come back at club next year if him have captain food. DJ Liverpool. That would be.
I don't know, but I don't see it that way. I think Sterling is. If you notice, that's why Pep didn't start Sterling and Jesus in the Champions League games, because last year against Lee them dash it way. So I don't think Sterling gonna make the 11. I don't see it.
Let me go through.
We can speculate all we want.
Yeah, we are gonna talk about
Sterling.
Devon and DJ.
Good night, Devon.
Just for 1 second. I just want to address some comments for 2 minutes, and then I will open up to the panelists, because we're saying top 10 said Greenwood now met the 26. Top 10. I don't. Can we mute the mic, panelists, please? I don't think that's. I think this call up is strategic to cap time. Shatter said Raheem has lost something. Class is permanent and form is temporary, and he has shown over the last 3 seasons in his goal ratio. Somebody said, brother, on a stop talk rubbish. Ollie Watkins play a professional game already and scored on his debut. Saka play a professional game already, can't play for Nigeria. So Simeon, no, I don't like when the man them a shout in the comment, please. But we have to take a little understanding. The new FIFA rule
But
says if you play, you have to play three. If you have not played three professional games, right? And Saka is let me just look back at my thing and tell you, Saka is 19, so he's still eligible to play for Nigeria because he has not played three times for England before his 21st birthday. So sometimes when we shout, it's not who shout the loudest is always correct, you know. And I'm going to take about three more comments and then bring the Sir Devon, right? They need to be three right. There's no need for three right backs at all. Well, there'll be a problem if there isn't. But England always carries three right backs because they can fit into a back three. And let me just go quickly through. Raheem Sterling is a big time player. He complements Kane. Patrick Riley says, don't think Bedford Godfrey is going to make it. That will be interesting. I think one of the Bens are going to get dropped, either Ben Godfrey or Ben White. 122 watching. Come get up the likes. And Chevon Givens said, Tapper, idiot, but him a build team. He better bring in quality and put some young yard man on the bench. Only 4 yard man deserve a start, but it could easily cut down to 3. England squad does not affect Jamaica. Cian Hall, thanks for that. And Mark says that Saka drop. So let me open, and then I'm going to take on Joe Dex. Put up Joe Dex's comment for me, please, Fresh God. Pin it for me, please, coach. Who I'm going to start with? Let me start with Devon. You were trying to say something, and then DJ Liverpool, and then Stan Cranky, in that order. But if you're not speaking, please mute your mic.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that we can speculate all we want and talk about who Southgate will play and who he won't play. Right, and on the day when England take the field, Raheem Sterling will be in that starting 11. He has been England best player for the longest while now. And when you need some goals, because of how England play with remember Harry Kane is not the Harry Kane he used to be. So when they play with the three across the front, Sterling is pivotal in that three. So they will play him. Looking at the squad, I think it's just a strategic plan by Southgate when you call up when he call up Ben Godfrey.
Hold on. Devon, I'm going to ask us to just stick to the forward line now, and then we can go back overall. Because you came in late and we had gone through those. So your comment on the forward line is that Raheem Sterling will not be dropped, and Raheem Sterling you think is going to start.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to take some overall comments again, but we just want to
Yeah.
deal with the forward line because we had spoken about defense and goalkeeper and midfield.
Yeah, but I was just wanna give my overall view on some
Yeah,
of the players that
yeah,
he
man.
brought in.
We're going to come back to the overall, Sir Devon, right? But I just want us to finish the forward line and our view on what the English attack. Let me call it the English attack. So DJ, what you have to say about the English attack, and then Stan Cranky, and then give some overall.
The thing is, with Devon say, we can stay here and speculate, but Ryan Sterling I go play. The thing is, Mr. Porter, Rashford is ahead of Sterling this season. Green is ahead of Sterling this season. Phil Foden is ahead of Sterling this season, and they both play on the same side. So I don't think Southgate gonna start Sterling. I just simple that. Me not get emotional. Me not get emotional and talk because me know you have a Jamaican connection. I'm a Jamaican, but I'm just talking
No, it had nothing to do with Jamaica, you know. It has nothing to do
We
with
talk that way
Jamaica.
we talk that way
What I'm
sometimes.
saying, what I'm
But Devon,
saying,
Devon, let him finish. Let him finish first, and
That's
then I'll
how
let you come back to
Devon,
you
that's
so you
Mr.
can
Devon
respond.
supporter. That's all we most Jamaican reason because you a lot of Jamaican in the street. If you say oh a person better than Sterling, they're gonna tell you that it's a lie because they have that Jamaican connection with Sterling. Jack Grealish, um, in Phil Foden, Marcus Rashford, all of them is ahead of Sterling this season. I'm not saying Sterling is not a good baller, but they are ahead of them. And no matter how him play good, and for a fact, the last time I watched England play, the best player was on the park was Jack Grealish and Phil Foden by far. The last time those two play. Simple. That's just my point.
All right, Devon, come in. Do you have a response?
Sterling is a veteran in the team. And it no matter who you think is performing now, when it come on to big games, this is where Sterling comes in. His experience alone is why Southgate will play him. Now, if he plays him and he's not getting anything from him, then he might make a switch and see if he can bring somebody in. And bringing somebody in will probably re energize Sterling. So you have to know how he playing his cards. But the first game in the Euro, I believe that he will play Raheem Sterling. Unless he's injured or he has a different plan for him. But why would he call him in the squad if he's gonna think that Foden, Rashford, Grealish is way better than him and deserve the start? He wouldn't have called him into the squad. So it's obviously that he still have a part to play in this England national team.
Well, a couple of things, Sir Devon. The first is that we are on this program. We are just speculating, and I don't want you to lose that comment, moderator, because I want to address it. If you can put it back up for me, please. I just wanted Devon and DJ to finish their exchange. We are just speculating. At the end of the day, come June 1st, next Tuesday, we will know the 26th man, and we will know who was right and who was wrong, and we can rib each other. So between now and then, it's just fun for us to speculate. But you raise a point that I think I want to zero in on, Devon. Raheem Sterling is the highest capped player by far in the forward line. And probably I'm going to look back over the whole squad. But if you look on the forward line, Harry Kane has 53 caps at 27 years old. Marcus Rashford is 23 with 40 caps. And Raheem Sterling is 26 with 61 caps. So Raheem Sterling has 14 more caps than sorry, not 14. He has 8 more caps than Harry Kane. I'm not sure that persons would have known that. So thank you, Devon, for raising that matter. So he's really the veteran of the forward line. And so it would be hard to kind of drop the veteran. But what I was saying earlier before you came on is that there's a lot of press in England that has been anti Raheem Sterling. So it's good of you to raise the issue of the fact that the caps that he has. And if I just flip through, he even has more caps than
And
Jordan
and I'm
Henderson.
not
Jordan
gonna
Henderson
cut
has
you.
58. No, man, go
I'm not
ahead.
gonna
Go
cut
ahead.
you.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
But the English press has been very critical of Raheem Sterling. Not today, not yesterday, but long time ago. And Raheem always proved them wrong. And he produces the goods when it matters most. So he's always coming under backlash. He comes under backlash for silly stuff because he has a gun on his foot or his leg.
If you're not speaking, just please mute your mic, please.
1 minute.
No, I cataract. Be a moderator today.
Cataract.
Lock up the coach.
Rhyme crumble under pressure. We see why City fail for progress in Champions League many times. Rhyme crumble under pressure. Me not bash the player. Me like him, but Rhyme crumble under pressure.
All right.
Well, I'm gonna say something.
Hold on.
The Champions League final hasn't played yet, and we will see.
And he's not gonna start.
Hold on, colleagues. I ask if when somebody's speaking, please mute the mic so we don't talk over each other. After Devon responds, I'm going to just address a couple of the chats, or no, let me allow Stan Cranky after Devon's response, and then we address the comment on here. And I saw a comment that catch my eye as well. So Devon, just give a quick response to the fact that the allegation or the critique by DJ that Raheem crumbles under pressure.
I don't know why he feels that Raheem crumbles under pressure, because even after the gun and the leg thing, he comes back and he did such a wonderful job for England. You know, you gotta understand that these players, some of these players, has life out of football. So when they go home, they have another life. And you don't know what's going on in the other life. So I'm not gonna say he crumbles under pressure. He might have something in the back of his mind dealing with separately and apart from football, and it will affect you, and it can affect you. But Raheem always produces the goods.
All right, Devon. I'm going to take you up on something, but I'm going to allow Stan Cranky to come in and give us his piece on we're on the forward line, Stan. That's where we have reached. And then afterwards, we're going to go back over and look at the overall squad.
So I'm going to go off on a tangent a little bit to make a point. I'm going to be very careful going forward how I talk about sportsmen in general, whatever they do. And the reason why I say that, so I'm not sure you guys are familiar with Kwame Brown, who was a basketball player drafted in 2001 by the Washington Bullets by Michael Jordan. And he's been labeled throughout his life as a scrub because his career didn't materialize as people expected. And he's always been lambasted in the media for being a scrub. And this week, a couple of weeks ago, he decided to push back and made a lot of good points, which is, if you're one of the top 350 basketball players in the world, you can't be a scrub. You may not match up the people who are in that population of players. So I'm going to apologize to Michael Hector. That's my first thing tonight before I go into Ryan Sterling, to say I will be careful how I label players going forward and how I push back on players, because I have never played football professionally. And Michael Hector's played football professionally. That means much better than I am. He's making money out of the sport. So I should not probably label him and denigrate his capabilities, because frankly, I couldn't walk in his shoes in terms of playing football, even though I may not have a good perspective on how he performs for Jamaica, or is he the solution at a certain position. Now, having said that, on Raheem Sterling, I'm not sure how someone can call that Raheem Sterling succumbs to pressure or doesn't perform under pressure. If you're playing at that level, you must be able to withstand pressure. Sterling is not a natural goal scorer. That's a fact. Sterling had a stellar 2018 World Cup, except for scoring, and he got destroyed in the English press. When he scored the 2 goals against Spain subsequently in the Nation League, he got a lot of laudatory comments, and that's when his profile increased. But Sterling has been extremely eloquent about how the British media treats people who are not of the majority, how they view them, how they treat them, how they report on them. And he showed the difference between a Phil Foden and other players in terms of Foden at a young age buying his mom, I think it's a house or whatever he spent his money on, and how another player was viewed as wasteful while Foden got larger comment for what he did. So we know the English press is biased. But I will say that Sterling may struggle to start in the Euro because for a number of reasons. One is his form has really dipped this season for whatever reason. His form has not been the same. England has a lot of riches in the forward line between Sancho and I wouldn't even consider Foden that role because Foden can flex between the 10 and out wide. You have Rashford playing there. You have Grealish who can flex between the 10 and out wide. So you have what Southgate liked. I'm not sure Southgate know his team is flexibility in his players. He said a lot this week today about Alexander-Arnold and his flexibility. He can play. He can even play midfield and he can play out wide. So I think he's looking for that flexibility in his players. That's why he didn't pick Wan-Bissaka. He picked James. He picked Trippier. He picked Alexander-Arnold. He didn't pick Wan-Bissaka because Wan-Bissaka is a great defender, but his offense is not what he needs it to be when they're going forward. So, but he loves Sterling, which is very obvious. In fact, he loves the players who has brought through the ranks that come up with him. The Rashford, the Sterlings, the Lingard. And you see he brought Lingard in, even though Lingard played well for West Ham in the second half of the season, but couldn't get the Man U side before. He brought him in because those players he feels comfortable with, they support him, he supports them, and they've never let him down. So I think Sterling will get playing time, but the question is, do I start Sterling over Sancho, Foden, Grealish, Rashford, when his form hasn't been what it was in the past? In the past, Sterling was unplayable in some instances. Now he has lost some confidence. He's not playing as well. So he may struggle to start, but the manager trusts him, so we'll see.
Okay. All right, so let's go to some of the comments and involve all the likes I go. I don't want people over there yet. Like up the thing, 92. I don't flap my thing, I want to get 100 likes so we can get a work from coach. I want to just look in the comments, but I wanted to zero in on a particular comment that I saw and I asked the panelists to mull over it for a moment, and then when we come back, we answer this question. And then at I think about 9 o'clock, I'm going to ask you to give us your take on which 7 players you think are going to be dropped. So I'm going to put you on the spot. So just get your little pen and paper or your little notepad and tell me which 7 you think are going to be dropped from the 33-man squad. So the comment is, I will never feel proud watching a Jamaican team consisting predominantly of British-born players. The whole idea for Jamaica is basically qualifying for the World Cup. So think on that, and that will be our next segment as I go through some of the comments. Let me scroll up back to see where I was. Because I saw another interesting comment. The comment run past me, so I have to catch up with them. Somebody said, is Curtis Jones genuinely interested in playing for Jamaica? We don't know. We have never contacted him. And someone says, I don't think Trent will make it. Whoa. We'll see the panelists, the erstwhile panelists will tell you which of the 7. So one of the right backs has to go, because you can't carry 4 right back. You know how far the process reached with Redmond? I think I'll let Devon answer that when that comes up. My understanding is he is working on getting the birth certificate for his grandfather who passed away recently or a couple of years ago. Trent cause Southgate loved Trippier. Yeah, Trippier came up with Southgate when he was the youth coach. Welcome back, Joshua. Trippier don't know anybody that said Trippier don't know Southgate. Well, Southgate dropped Eric Dyer. right? Somebody was speaking about Tatty Brown, and when we were speaking about defenders who were short. Hey, Mr. Blake, if we could sell to all the players eligible for us, the dream. I think the major dream is that in 2026, for those who are fairly young, you will have basically a walk into the World Cup because Canada and the United States and Mexico will be the three co-hosts, so they will have automatic spots. No, I don't think Kareem Grant. I don't think that Southgate will try Trent Alexander in the midfield. Why people always blame the JFF? More while, but it seems difficult to get all these foreign-based players. No, it's not that difficult. You just need to contact them. You can contact them formally through their club. You can contact them through their agent that is listed worldwide, or you can write directly to the club and ask the club, indicate to the club that you have an interest in the player and ask the club to pass on. Or you can do like me and Devon and just find them barber or them taxi driver or them brethren or them mother or them girlfriend if you really want them. My understanding that the same scenario with Redmond and Holgate concerning their roles in the team. Yes, both players want to speak to the coach because they want to be certain of what role they're going to come into. Emil Smith Rowe should be scouted. Enigma, agree with you 100%. JFF making moves, I'm not saying I really hope so. Ian Campbell said Nathan Ferguson is injury prone and should probably leave England. No, he fits in well at Crystal Palace. ECR should be called up because he's proud of Jamaica. I agree that he should be called up immediately and assisted in the process of getting his citizenship and passport. Even if he chooses England, it would still be good if he has the Jamaican passport. Provisional goal squad cup will be dropped in June. Yes, that was stated. Isaac won't use Jamaica for them call him. Well, I think he would have played himself if that was the case, because as we can see, he's not even in the conversation, and there are other persons who are being spoken about. The man them deal with Bamford away, Jason Ferran, my baller, but yeah, the English public is having a field day about Bamford over Ollie Watkins. But to me, it's nip and tuck. And I'm going to do one more until 20 past, couple more minutes. Seldon's dream of really lifting the World Cup. I think quarterfinals or semifinals is realistic if we had the best players. Yes, Shutter, Ward Prowse is the best free kick taker. Not ever. No, not ever. Have you seen Roberto Carlos? The great joke now is on Ainsley Nathan Miles. Yes, he got punked. He did, really. Some people are saying Lingard is a must. Let us see. Let us see. We'll see who the panel thinks is going to be dropped. Somebody putting up a blue flag for Chelsea at Blue Heart. 3 Chelsea baller them better don't get dropped. Well, you crawled into the Champions League begging Tottenham Hotspur. I wouldn't be shouting out so proud. When you look at the members of the Jamaica Football Federation, the age group, they need younger people with younger, brilliant minds and vision. The federation is there to stay now. Cataract, we need to stop talking about Ivan Toney. I think Ivan Toney is going to start talking about us. And we're at 98 likes. And so there's a comment that says, how good is the England squad? I'm going to use that after we've addressed this comment. Ask you to just take a note of Karoom Hughes' comment of how good the England squad is so that the panelists can give their overall view. And I know Devon wanted to say some things. Let me see if I catch up any other things. Okay. Who wants to jump in on the statement that you would not feel proud watching a Jamaican team consisting of British players, British born?
Tell that person to unsubscribe.
No, Dex.
Listen,
Coach, look
listen, listen.
look at
Hold on, just one at a time. When somebody's finished, just mute your mic and let the other person come in.
look at look at Laporte. How many good centre halves, you know, and Laporte still switch allegiance from French to play for them. Some people just, I don't know them people that come from with. I just saw them stay in a coach. They must have that thing a coach. Just like if a local club qualified for the Red Stripe Premier League now, and you have outside baller from different area coming in for audition for the club. They're like, yo, because I remember when Tremaine Stewart will drop out. Remember when Tremaine Stewart did come a Waterhouse coach. You want to hear the Waterhouse people might deal with the man, you know? You think they accept him? So we just, and not just the English man them alone, we just have that mindset, the coach. We don't like outsiders. That's how we stay. That's just my take. Can you delete that comments there if I scream, coach?
Stan?
I've said this numerous times. I don't hear any complaints in Jamaica when the foreign dollars come in for the people who live in Jamaica who have relatives overseas. And you can't have it both ways, right? And these people have Jamaican heritage, Jamaican lineage, and they're just as Jamaican as you are. They may just be born someplace else because their parents are probably Jamaican, their grandparents Jamaican. I've never heard anyone in the US say they're concerned about foreign-based players playing for the US. In fact, they advocate, push, cajole, track for years players, bring them to the team. It's all about outcomes. So you can sit at home and watch the World Cup and don't participate, or you can go garner resources that has the quality and the ability to get you access to play in the World Cup. And when they talk about Jamaica and the World Cup, they're not talking about British-based players. They say Jamaica, it says Jamaica. So when Jamaica is performing in any environment, no matter who constitute that team, it's all about Jamaica, whether they're born in Timbuktu or they're born in Jamaica. They qualify to play for the country, and they should give the opportunity to play. If you qualify to play based on the criteria stipulated by FIFA, then you should be allowed to play. And this notion of, well, you have to be born here and I won't feel good about it. And if you don't feel good, don't feel good. Sorry. But I feel great. As I always said, like this forum, when Burton scored in 98, I was elated. My best sports feeling ever. So I'm not care where you're born. If you qualify, then you should play. And frankly, we cannot qualify for the World Cup with local-based players. So you have a choice. You can watch the World Cup, don't participate, or you can get resources which are eligible to play for your country and who can help you qualify. You have a choice.
And I want to chime in on this, and I hope that no one comes back in here. And we have 15 minutes, coach tells me, that no one comes back and really says something like this again. Because it's unfortunate, because some of the players do track these programs to see how the public feels about them coming. And the truth is that I feel just as good when Tapper Whitmore scored the goal as when Robbie Earl's goal went in. It wasn't an English goal or a Jamaican goal. I didn't see us get half a point, you know. It went down as a Jamaican goal. And we're ultimately one people. And I hope that people don't bring this division. We are Jamaicans. When you have the blue passport, even when you don't have the blue passport, you're still Jamaican. And I asked all the boys to come home. The thing's set now. England has spoken. Gareth Southgate has spoken. Come home. And I ask us all to welcome them. I am saying this and going on record. If 11 English-based players take the field and Jamaica reaches the World Cup finals, I couldn't care less. If 11 white men in 2030 came to play for Jamaica, all married Jamaican women, and we won the World Cup, so please don't be hypocritical.
So Kedarax, I'll say something, Kedarax, which is, I was born in the UK, like these players you're talking about. I grew up in Jamaica, went to primary school, high school in Jamaica. I've never had a Jamaican passport. But you can't tell me I'm not Jamaican, right? So that's all the food I eat. That's my culture. That's what I do. So you're talking about me if you say you don't want English-based players or English-born players to play for Jamaica. And you're saying if I had the ability to play for Jamaica, I shouldn't play for Jamaica, which I think is ludicrous. It makes no sense to me.
Absolutely. And we have our final 15 minutes.
And
I just want to take one more comment.
If I
Go
can say
ahead.
something on that, and I am not going to mince my words. When you have people come on and make comments like these, things like that, I wouldn't even put it up on the screen. You know why I wouldn't put it up on the screen? I don't listen to the loose comments. I don't categorize people and says English or Jamaican. They are all Jamaicans. It doesn't matter where you're born. If you're born into the culture, your parents, your grandparents, I'm pretty much sure you grew up in a Jamaican home. My daughters were born in Canada and they speak more Jamaican at times than me, more patois, because that's their culture. They grew up in and they won't miss a beat when they go to Jamaica. And it's
All
the
right, Devon.
same thing with some of these English born players. They don't miss a beat. So I don't listen to loose argument from people who don't understand football and just come and and put up loose comments. I don't
All right.
listen to those things. I don't entertain them.
Okay, so we have put that to bed, and we get a couple money pull up. Jason Ferron says, once you put on the jersey, it does not matter. You're representing Jamaica, land we love, respect you. And we had another
Yeah,
$10
man, block some of them, man.
drop. You understand? So now come back in here with that. This is Jamaica. Cyan Hall made a comment. Said the English squad does affect Jamaica's, thankfully. No one can claim Godfrey said he was interested in playing for Jamaica. Yeah, you're not correct, Cyan Hall. Since he was a teenager, he had made overtures when he was in the championship. So that could be another one who got away.
So Kedar, I want to say something, which is, given that the English squad has been announced, I thought the strategy would be going for JFF. You know what? All those players we have talked about who play in the Premier League and have not now being selected for England, obviously they start the World Cup campaign coming up subsequently. We should be making a full push to go source those players and bring them into the squad. Get them the necessary papers. If they don't want to play, that's fine. As you said, get them the necessary papers that qualifies to play for the country. And if they don't make it for the Gold Cup or for the inception of the qualifiers, just like Robbie Earl did and Marcus Gill did later, they come in after the squad subsequently. But we're competing with England in a sense, meaning players of Jamaican heritage can play for England. We should be pursuing those players just like how England is. Some may play. Look, think about Iwobi, for example, was very young when he played for Nigeria. Made the decision to select Nigeria as his home country. We should be pushing really hard to get these players to come into the mix versus throwing our hands up, frankly.
Okay. And so we have 10 minutes. I'm going to pose 2 questions, and then I'm going to ask you guys to give us the quality of the squad. But the first is, I challenge you, tell us your 7 who you think will be dropped. Who wants to go first? Devon? and we don't have a lot of time because, this is we're taking up coach's time and he is not even able to be here. So we have to respect him that he has something else to do come 9 o'clock. So let's go.
My 7.
Who's starting first? Devon, give us your 7.
I have 6. I have questions about the 7th one.
Go ahead.
The 2 Bens won't be there.
Ben White and Ben Godfrey. Okay.
Yes. Ollie Watkins.
Hold on. If you're not talking, mute your mic, please. Don't disturb the thing.
Chilwell will probably be in there.
Okay, go ahead.
Ollie Watkins. Mason Greenwood. Saka. And Ramsdale. Yeah. So that's 6.
6. And who is the 7 that you have the question mark about?
Bellingham, the young kid.
Jude Bellingham. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Mute up. People, you heard it. On the record. So next week, Tuesday, we'll see who was right. DJ, you're itching to go.
All right. My first pick is the Rashdale, the goalkeeper from Sheffield. Ben White, Ben Chilwell, Ben Godfrey, Rhys James, Mason Greenwood, Ollie Watkins, and Ward Prowse.
Okay. I think you got out of the limb. You can't next week you have to go come tell me how you think the starting right back Rhys James is going to be dropped.
No, Rhys James can't make that squad.
Rhys James is the starting right back.
If fall off in the if Trent come up and him go down, you realize? Trent come up
7 days
and
time.
go down.
We'll be back here next week Tuesday. If coach would allow us. Stan Cranky.
So it all depends on the status of the injuries to Henderson and Maguire. That's why he played coy and tried to include other players. The players I would select would be Greenwood, White, Godfrey. Greenwood, White, Godfrey, James Ward-Prowse, Connor Cody, Ramsdale, and one of Saka or probably Alexander-Arnold. I think he's in a tough spot. You can't carry 4 right backs. Walker is a lock. I think James' versatility make him a lock, and he loves Trippier. So there's one out, actually. Now, he may not carry Saka, but he loves players with versatility. He loves James, who's versatile. He loves Saka, who's versatile. He loves Grealish, who's versatile. He loves Foden, versatile. It's very difficult. But I think the health of Henderson and Maguire is part of his concern that will affect who he carries in the centre back. And he will be hypocritical if he doesn't stick to his guns about players out of form or players who are injured. Because I'm not sure how Maguire plays when he may not even play in the Europa League final. But he's his most valued defender. So that's going to be very, very difficult if he's still injured. But that's my 7.
So I think it's really about injuries. You are correct. And that will have a lot to do with it. And it also will have a lot to do with the finals. Whether anybody gets injured in any of those games coming up, the Europa Cup or the Champions League. I think Aaron Ramsdale gets dropped as the goalkeeper. I think Connor Cody, even though he was named man of the match against Denmark, I have a question mark whether it's him or Ben White. But Ben Godfrey, I think, is going to be dropped, and I hope that it jerks him into coming to Jamaica. Honestly, I think Kieran Trippier, just because of his age, but then it's hard to have a man who has just won La Liga, right? I said Ben White. He's versatile. He can play in defense. He can play in midfield. And if it's not Ben White, it's good. And I think that's what cost Eric Dyer his place. Jesse Lingard, I think, is going to be cut. And James Ward-Prowse.
I don't agree with Jesse Lingard thing because Jesse Lingard was playing good at the second half season at West Ham. So I think he's going to make the squad, though. Like it or like it not. I think he's going to make the squad.
Alex, you have to give us your 7. And that's over there. You have to give us your 7. And next week you come back. And now I get where I just come in and just give a phantom lick.
So, all right.
Alex, go ahead.
Hold on, them. What up on the road still? What 7 you talking about? Me give him 7. What 7?
The 7 that won't be in the squad for England when they put down
7? All right, cool. So I think that Ben Godfrey won't be in the squad for one. I probably think they're gonna drop Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I think he dropped off a farm since at the end of the season. That too. Probably not Connor Cody to me. And hold on. Let me go look back on the squad properly because I was on the road, guys. So I'm just want to look back. Yeah, put up a squad by screen, Cataract. Hold on.
Cataract, you're on mute. You're on mute, Cataract.
Yeah, unmute.
I say you have to go Google that. Alex come at school and don't do him homework.
Alex.
No, but
Alex.
Alex.
Hold on, I'm gonna share my
Alex. Alex.
Devon, don't beat me, Devon. Don't.
Alex, listen.
Hold on, Devon.
You cannot come to the forum without your notes.
No, if I come to class, I'm not bringing exercise book. All right. Coach, sorry for you. See, Coach, put it up there. So go and study it, mute your mic, and then we go and give you the last minute. Gentlemen, going from DJ, then Devon, then Stan.
All right,
Now,
then.
tell me, hold on. Tell me how you rate this squad. DJ.
It's a very popular squad. Popularity and talent.
Popularity and talent. So 1 out of 10, how much you would rate it?
Maybe a 7.
7. And expectation? How far you think this squad can reach? Or maybe let's leave that for the 26th. Let's leave that for the next week, Tuesday.
They might come out of a group. They might come out of a group.
Okay. Devon, rate this squad.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Rate this squad.
7.5.
Okay. And
I have if I could add one thing.
Sure.
I have certain things about this squad. I have because I don't understand, not because his club is not in the top 10, but I think he's still one of the better defenders in England, and he never get a call for England, and he's a Newcastle captain.
Who's that?
Lascelles.
Jamal Lascelles.
But Lascelles has never been in the picture. So
That's what I'm
Barbados.
saying.
Barbados
For what reason, I don't know.
Barbados call him up. So coach is reminding me that we have to cut off at 9. So Stan Kroenke.
Like Devon, I think it's 7.5. They're good offensively. There is some concern about the middle of the defense, the two center halves. Stone is prone to error. Maguire is injured. Tyrone Mings is prone to error. But I think if he plays the right team, and that's his biggest challenge, if he plays Foden, Grealish, Sancho, Kane, that's offensive powerhouse there, inclusive of Sterling and Rashford, and plays them in the right way. It's good offensively and very potent, but it's challenged defensively.
All right, Stan. And Alex, I'm going to give you 1 minute.
Yes.
To give us your no matter the homework, man. Just give us your view of the England squad. How you rate the squad?
I think it's good defensive and offensively, but I don't think it's good in midfield though, because I was expecting to see James Maddison and some more midfielders, but I think I would give it a 8 out of 10 though, in my personal opinion.
And who would you have left out James Maddison for?
We never think they need to carry 2 defensive midfielders still.
No, okay.
That's my problem still. GM Rod-Prowse, I'll drop out of the squad still. Even though he play good this season, but Madison's prolific this season. I'd put Madison there. I rate him.
Madison don't prolific this season, and nobody.
Me rate Madison.
Hold on. No, DJ, I really a red card in the last minute of the game, you know. And the coach I give him 1 minute of extra time. Coach, put up it no matter how much minutes extra. How much minutes extra time.
Coach, we need extra time. We need extra time. We had a lot of injuries, coach. We had a lot of injuries. We need extra time.
And then we had a change with Alex coming on in the 89th minute, and he never have on the boots and the bib.
Coach may have stayed up for just 2 hours now. That's why.
2 minutes. So let me say, Alex.
Yeah.
The truth is, I don't see who Madison would have come in for. Whether it would have been Jude Bellingham, but I think Gareth Southgate has done a good job in the selection. I feel Patrick Bamford is obviously my Leeds baller. I think it's a solid. Hold up, mute the mic. I think it's a solid 7 out of 10 to 7.5, because I don't see what more he could have done. I think he has tried to balance the thing. I think he has tried to captize Saka and captize Ben Godfrey, or at least put it in their heads that they don't need to listen to Jamaica or Nigeria. So I think he's done the best with what he has. And in wrapping up, I would say the JFF and Coach Whitmore please learn from what we see here, the best practice. When you name a squad, it's important that you speak to the public about the rationale for including and the rationale for excluding certain players so that there's no speculation out there in the public. England was very transparent in stating why some players were left out. And I think that's a good policy. And we look forward to the next week, Tuesday. I will beg coach 2 hours when the squad, the 26-man squad is named. But it's all good for Jamaica. And all the man will get style. Don't take the styling.
Coach.
Ivan Tony, Max, everybody.
Cataract.
Take the last 30 seconds.
All your youngster there. Jack Harrison better than Mattison this season.
Yeah, but them man are not up on the radar.
No, that may I try to tell you.
I disagree.
I'm going to leave it. I'm going to say that I expect to see Jack. Well, Jack Harrison could have played for Jamaica last year because he was engaged to a Jamaican, but things break off and he's now dating a Costa Rican. So maybe he'll get his Costa Rican passport and come up against us. Coach,
we can do an after party.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Thank you for all the likes. Respect to all the persons in the comments. Thank you to Coach Minzy for allowing us to intrude on his family time. We're now OD, because you know, so next week we're going to need to talk more serious when the player them get dropped. 144. Boy, we don't really know nothing to do. I love this football. All new people are come on. 145. The last person that come on, you're late. Game done. Whistle. Coach, lock off.